to BWBusinessWorld. Today we are here at Gurugram chapter of Indian Business Literature Festival, where business meets wisdom. I have with me Mr. Utkarsh Amitabh, who is Chief Marketing Officer of FIRE. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
The concept you have written about is very intriguing. Tell me in 2 lines, what is passion economy for you?
Passion economy is the emergence of a new cultural and economic trends where people are able to make economically viable careers following their passion. And passion is discovered by multiple experimentation. That's an essential, is passion economy.
Passion sometimes sounds very vague. We usually call everybody to follow their passion.
Yeah.
Does this book in some sense offer a very actionable, or let's say 5-pointer agenda or 10-pointers agenda that one can follow?
You know, passion, the root of the word comes from suffering. So in the book, I explained a variety of case studies, and I explained the suffering people went through to discover their passion. And that suffering is fun because you're actually following your natural curiosity. And along the way, thanks to the internet, you're actually able to find your 1,000 true fans and make your passion into a viable profession. So the book is a collection of case studies. It's not a how-to book because I'm not a believer in, self-help how-to books for this subject. This is a strategy book, which enables people to think about their work lives differently. And I'm a student of business and philosophy, so I try and combine them through case studies. And that's, in a sense, the book.
You talked about suffering. We just saw the Great Resignation and massive layoffs across the sectors. How would one manage to follow their passion? And also, you talk about the Industrial Revolution, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, the sustainable blockchain
That's
is
right.
the 5th Industrial Revolution. What do you have to say? With the sufferings we just saw, which revolution is this?
So this is you're right, the great resignation, the great unbundling of work from employment, the unbundling of education, so to speak. I think it can be analyzed through the lens of what's going on in the history of the internet. Web 1.0 was about advertisements. Web 2.0 was about the emergence of platforms. Web 3.0 is going to be about the emergence of a new decentralized internet powered by the blockchain. And this one allows people to basically build their own communities, find their 1,000 true fans, and create a business model that works for them, without being worried about being blocked by a platform or a platform changing its algorithm. So it's basically the internet for us, created by us, using a sustainable infrastructure, which platforms like FIRE and others are trying to evangelize.
Despite, technological interventions in our personal and professional lives, both, we do need to focus on creativity, or let's say productivity, which have been for the longest time at the odds. What is your message to people? How do they manage in terms of their uncertain work lives? How would you say? And according to you, what is the future of work lying ahead?
Yeah, so future of work will include people having like a portfolio of careers rather than feeling obliged to check all the boxes and become the suitable boy or the suitable girl. And this portfolio of careers will be people essentially discovering or toying around with their interests and seeing how they can find their career product market fit. You'll see the emergence of people relying on 1,000 true fans to create new kinds of economically viable careers. And you will also see what I referenced earlier, the unbundling of work from employment. People will, have different kinds of jobs that they will stitch together into a profession, a hybrid profession that will combine various interests. For me, for example, I'm a student, an author, an investor, a chief marketing officer, a chief executive officer, etc. And this is not unique to me. It's a broader trend to most millennials and Gen Zs because that's how we think about work. And I think it's something that people should be happy about because we are humans, right? As Walt Whitman said, we include multitudes. So I'm excited more by it.
So multitude for an individual, and if we look at the spectrum of our work, we talk about collaboration. You in your book also talked about the power of collaboration. What do you mean by it?
Competition is for losers. This investor called Peter Thiel says in 0 to 1. And I agree. I think everyone is unique or everyone is uniquely good at a different thing. So I feel that the whole idea of competition is flawed. In one of my Harvard Business Review essays, I talk about how people should strive to build their category of one rather than you trying to become better than me or me trying to become better. It's a futile exercise. You do your thing, find your true north in your interest, and I'll do that in mine. And then we can collaborate and grow the pie rather than undercut something, which hasn't been created Unfortunately, the education system in India and many parts of the world makes us compete for standardized goals. Now, the truth is that most people don't care about all the subjects. Most people are not interested in traditional model. So radical collaboration is the answer. And not radical competition.
So good to know.
Yeah.
This was all about the subject you have written about, but when it comes to writing a book, what really inspired you to write about it, and which part of the book is your favorite?
Well, my mom is a pretty famous writer, so I've seen the discipline with which she pursues her writing, her poetry, etc. And by seeing her write and seeing her talk, the language came naturally to me. But our interests are very different. My mom's a poet, and I write about business and strategy and so on and so forth. But I try and combine poetry and business, and that's what makes my writing interesting and gives me the the pleasure in that process. Again, because I'm not trying to become another person. I'm not trying to sound like another business author, another poet. I think excellence happens at at intersections. So by combining philosophy, poetry, and business, I have tried to create my own category of one, and I hope to be on that path.
That's lovely. Can we expect another book from you?
Yes, very much so.
And that's on?
So this one, the second book, actually was initially published by Sage, but now Penguin has bought the rights for it, so that's coming out in March. And then I'm working on a book on philosophy, on practical philosophy for the confused mind. I think I love people who are confused. I find being confused is not necessarily a bad thing. But I'm hoping to make that point using the lens of philosophy. And I'm going to try and weave in philosophy, blockchain, and confusion in some sort of medicine.
That will definitely be a book for me. Thank you so much. It was
lovely. A pleasure.
Lovely.